Hi everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Okay, so this is the fifth round draw for the 28th edition of the Tapology Lucky Bastard Game. And for this fifth round, we are down to just four people. So we're really starting to get towards the business end of this tournament now. If I just go back to this Excel sheet here and just run through the names of who's still in it, they are Baron von Rattus, Bellatrix, Cool Hand Puke, who's been given a second chance after the last round, where we decided to celebrate Easter in our own way by bringing someone back from the dead. And uh, the wheel decided that the person to bring back from the dead was none other than Cool Hand Puke. So he gets a second chance in this one and one in the last round, so he's through to this one. And who knows, maybe he'll go on and win the whole thing now. That'd be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? But yeah, Cool Hand Puke, first ever person to get a second chance in this, and Rigno is also completes the lineup for this round. So it's Baron von Rattus, Bellatrix, Cool Hand Puke, and Rigno who are still battling it out. And for this round, we have UFC Fight Night, Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. And to me, this seems like a very close fight. I've got this down as a 50-50 fight, which whenever checked the odds on it, it seems obviously not I'm encouraging gambling at all. And they have Corey Sandhagen as a heavy favourite, or at least a moderately heavy favourite anyway, compared to Davison Figueiredo, which I found surprising because um, I've gone with Davison Figueiredo for my pick, but only I say only I'm not confident in any way. It's a 50-50 fight as far as I'm concerned. Um, but they both got similar records as of late. In my opinion, they both in their last fight they lost to high-ranking fighters in the division. Sandhagen lost to Umar Nurmagomedov. Obviously, right at the top of the division, having recently just lost a title fight against Merab Dvalishvili, the champion, of course, and Figueiredo lost to Petr Yan last time out, which again not quite as high as Nurmagomedov, but still up there in the rankings. Uh, and yeah, and in their bantamweight runs, both have beaten Rob Font, both have beaten Marlon Vera. I'd say Figueiredo's win over Vera was more convincing than Sandhagen's. Um, the only difference I can really see between them, um, to me, is the fact that Figueiredo's obviously not as experienced at bantamweight. Obviously, Sandhagen's more established in the weight class, but his experience in flyweight is that should carry him over, in my opinion. I think that should. He was a champion there a couple of times, so it's well, I can't remember how many times. Maybe it was two or three. I can't remember how many times him and Moreno played hot potato with the belt, but yeah, no, he's that credential is extremely important factor, which I don't understand why it's not being taken into the into consideration. But I don't know. I'm not a bookmaker, so anyway, I've gone with Davison Figueiredo for the a decision win. But as I say, that is to me a 50-50 fight. Um, anyway, you're not here to listen to my rambles or hear my disagreements with various bookmakers or anything like that. You're here to see who you're going to get drawn with. So we'll start with alphabetical order, as always. Any other order wouldn't really make much sense thinking about it. So we start with Baron von Rattus. Let's see who Baron von Rattus is going to be rooting for tomorrow night. And he gets Ryan Loader. Ryan Loader there for Baron von Rattus, who, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not at all confident in that one. Um, Ryan Loader is up against Azamat Bikoev, apologies for not pronouncing that one right. But first thing to note straight away is the difference in experience. Ryan Loder has got a decent record so far, decent prospects, 7 wins, 1 loss. But Azamat Bakoev has got 19 wins and 3 losses. Um, both have won their UFC debuts. There's not really a lot in terms of UFC experience, but Bakoev has also fought in the LFA before, which again, given the sheer number of fights he's had, plus the quality of the fights in LFA, which is a regional promotion, yes, but it's one of the better ones. One that I do, I suppose maybe I do overrate LFA a fair bit. But but in any case, there's still to go 4-0 in LFA. That's definitely noteworthy. We've got Bakoev to win by first round knockout in this one, and I think Ryan Loder's going to have to do very well to get a result out of it. And yeah, he's up against it. Let's be honest. So good luck to getting through to the next round, Baron von Rattus. But I think you're going to need an awful lot of luck. You're going to need a quite a big upset for that to happen. Okay, so we move on to Bellatrix now. Let's see who Bellatrix gets paired with for tomorrow night. And Bellatrix gets Ivana Petrovic. Ivana Petrovic, therefore, Bellatrix. And one of the ones I'm more confident in. Also kicks off the card for tomorrow night, so that Bellatrix won't have to wait too long to learn their fate. And I've got her to win by first round submission. Um, not the best UFC start to a UFC career, going 1-2 in the UFC, but she's also fought in Ares, which is obviously a European promotion, a fast growing, very fast growing European promotion, one that again I do rate a lot. And she's got a whole string of submission wins over in Ares. Um, but it's more about her opponent that gives me confidence in her. She's fighting Juliana Miller, who's 3-3 in her MMA career. Also, coincidentally, 1-2 in the UFC. Before she came to the UFC, she came through Invicta, which for women's MMA is again a very good promotion. But I'm a bit concerned about the fact that her last fight was nearly 2 years ago now. So, and that was a knockout loss as well. So, ring rust probably is going to be a factor in this. And given Petrovic's tendencies to finish fights early, I think it could be an early night for them. But that's good news for Bellatrix. That's exactly what they want to hear. So, yeah, that's one one bad pick so far, one good pick so far. 50-50 rate of mercy from the wheel. And let's see who I suppose, who our lucky bastard zombie called Hand Puke is going to be drawn with. Brought back into the game. Is he going to be knocked out again, or is he going to be kept in to win? Let's see who Cool Hand Puke is drawn with. And he gets Bo Nickel, one of the hottest prospects in MMA at the moment. Bo Nickel obviously up against Rene de Ridder in the co-main event. And I've picked Bo Nickel for a decision, but this, in my opinion, is quite a close fight. Um, Not exactly a 50-50 one, but it is a winnable fight for de Ridder. I would expect Bo Nickel to get the result, but de Ridder certainly isn't without chance. Um, Obviously, um, a lot of people seem to have turned a little bit on Bo Nickel after his last performance against Paul Craig, which was a decision win. But I thought that was a great performance personally, because Paul Craig massively more experienced than Bo Nickel is in MMA. So I yeah, like I say, I don't understand the hate for that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just random idiots online, just trolls online that giving him shit for it. But this would be another tough test for him, though. Obviously, Rene de Ridder, uh, first off, very quick turnarounds for him. That's we'd like to see that. But he's subbed both Gerald Mercheret and Kevin Holland since joining the UFC, and I think there's only about 5 or 6 months in between those fights. So it's good to see him keeping the momentum going, and I think if anything, that's probably what's going to take him over. Um, the only trouble is De Ridder's strength is on the ground, which obviously that's where Bo Nickel has the advantages. Um, Almost anyone else at middleweight, and I'd probably fancy De Ridder to potentially find a submission, but not against Bo Nickel. It's very tough fight for Bo Nickel, one that's going to teach him a lot, and probably quite a winnable fight for him as long as he shows up in at his best. Uh, Anything less than his best, and Ridder could take this, but I think it's a very clever piece of matchmaking from the UFC, giving him a good name for Bo Nickel to potentially beat, and of course, if it does go south, De Ridder gets a massive win on his record as well, and obviously show off their new acquisition from One, where he's of course double champ over there. So that's one of the most intriguing fights on the card. This one, and I think Coolhand Puke is now in a very strong position to potentially. Um, I wouldn't say win it because I genuinely can't see Ivana Petrovic losing. So I think Bellatrix is going to be in the next round. So I think if our zombie Cool Hand Puke is going to win, he's going to need to well either hope for a massive upset or in that fight or fight at least one more time in one more round. But in a decent position to potentially make a sixth round though. Okay, and finally, our last person up is Rigno. Let's see who Rigno is going to be paired with for tomorrow night's action. Oh, and he's also riding with Bo Nickel as well. So not really a lot I can add to that, given I've just spent the last 5 minutes or so rambling about Bo Nickel. But yeah, everything I just said really. Very strong wrestler, standout college wrestler. Um, and against Rene de Ridder, very strong on the ground himself, but I think Bo Nickel's got the advantage there. And I probably wouldn't have been so confident in this if it wasn't for his win over Paul Craig in the last fight, but it showed he was able to adapt in that one, showed he was able to take on tougher competition. So, um, an intriguing fight, and yeah, and a fairly decent chance of getting through as well. Um, So yeah, that's good news for Rigno as well as Cool Hand Puke. If De Ridder wins this, of course, that does make it very interesting. Um, Potentially leaves well either Baron van Ratus if Ryan Loader pulls off an upset, or more likely Bellatrix as the winner. Anyway, so that concludes the fifth round draw. So we'll just go over those one more time. Baron van Ratus, Ryan Loader, Bellatrix with Ivana Petrovic, and both Coolhand Puke and Rigno on riding on the Bo Nickel hype train. So, yeah, so my predictions from this really is that I think Baron van Ratus might be the only one to go out. I think we can expect Bellatrix and obviously Coolhand Puke and Rigno to go through. If the Ridder does get the win, then well, then obviously that does make things very interesting. I would expect that to leave Bellatrix as the sole winner with Ivana Petrovic. But then again, I mean, women's MMA can be unexpected. Maybe Ivana Petrovic could somehow lose that. I can't see it happening, but stranger things have happened in MMA. It's a very interesting situation. But my prediction is three of you will go through, including our zombie, of course. But I guess all this really leaves me to say is good luck to all four of you. Of course, it is entirely possible all four of you could go through, of course. Well, and subsequently, all four of you could also go out as thinking about it. Works as both ways. But yeah, good luck with your picks on Tapology. Good luck if you do have any bets on this card. And until next time, so long for now.